Welcome to People Want to Know, an immigration segment here on YouTube, Jessica Dominguez TV channel, where we answer your immigration questions. Not me. I have here right now my mother, an immigration attorney. Welcome her, everybody, from your YouTube channel screens.
Thank you, Hito. Very
Jessica
happy
Dominguez.
to be here. Happy to be here and so proud of my son, of course. This
week, we received similar questions, so we're going to answer both of them. One of them comes from Cindy from Facebook from Arizona, and the other one comes from a man named John from Tennessee. They are U.S. citizens, and they want to apply for their spouse's legal residency. They know they need to file an I-601A waiver. Their question is, how can we prove extreme hardship? My question is, what is extreme hardship, and what are they talking about?
Well, in order to answer your question, I want you to read a memo from USCIS.
Great.
Please tell me, well, actually you have it on your iPad. Tell me what
Perfect.
it says.
It says, approval of such application requires a finding that the refusal of admission to the United States of such immigrant would result in extreme hardship to the United States citizen spouse.
Do you get it now? Do you
That's
now
what everyone's
know?
talking
yeah,
about, right?
That's why everyone's talking about extreme hardship, because it is a requirement in order for the waiver to be approved.
If they can't prove extreme hardship, then their application will not be approved under any circumstance.
Exactly. Punto, like you like to say. And in order to prove extreme hardship, you must register documentary evidence. What is that? Documents. Register documents to prove extreme hardship.
What kind of documents do these spouses need to file to prove this extreme hardship? I think what works best, at least in my mind, is to put 5 simple tips. So since we're so good at that in this segment, why don't you give us 5 ways to register and show and document extreme hardship?
You got it. Let's talk about 5 different areas. First, health-related issues.
Number 1, health-related matters.
Number 2, any type of financial hardship. Number 3, any educational goals that you may have as a U.S. citizen spouse. Number 4, personal considerations. And number 5, any special factors.
I'm looking forward to going over number 5 because special factors just fascinates me, and I'm looking forward to that. So let's go step by step, Mom. Let's go through 1 and 2, health-related matters and financial.
Register evidence of any health-related issues. Are you taking any medicine? Are you under any type of treatment? If you haven't, good for you. That means you have good health. But what about emotionally? Emotionally, are you as a U.S. citizen spouse going to suffer if you're no longer with your wife or husband here? How is that going to affect you? Go to a psychologist, get a report, and register that evidence.
Wow, so they do take that into account.
Absolutely.
Okay, see, learn something new every day. Let's go over number 2, financial hardship.
How is your financial situation going to get affected? Are you now going to have to keep 2 homes, 1 here and 1 for your spouse if she's returned back home for 10 years? Tell the government that. Provide evidence in regards to that. If your wife is no longer here, who's going to take care of the children? Do you have to hire a babysitter, right? That will be an additional expense. Are you going to now have to work an extra job to be able to provide for your wife outside of the country? Provide evidence in regards to that.
Great, so that's number 1, number 2. Now let's go on to 3 and number 4. What about education and personal consideration?
Well, do you have any future goals for your education? Do you have a bachelor's and now want to go for a master's? Well, let's just say you graduated high school, you fell in love, and you got married. And you do want to go and get your bachelor's in the future, but you want your spouse to have documents first. You want them to have legal permanent residency in order for you to continue with your dream of pursuing your education. Register that type of evidence.
Great. I think that benefits so many people. Of course, if people are in this situation right now and you're questioning whether to go back to school or not, obviously the recommendation from my mother is to go back to school. The personal consideration, number 4.
Talk about your immediate family who resides here in the United States, right? Talk about the fact that you've been here as a U.S. citizen for so many years. Your history is here. Your roots are here in the United States. You cannot just pack your bags and go and live with your wife or your husband outside of the country for 10 years because they have to pay that penalty. Explain that to the government. Great,
and this just goes on the topic of immigration as a whole. So many people so many times forget that we are human beings and that the people in this situation actually have roots here in the United States and love this country, correct? Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely, really good point.
Okay, so last but not least, and the one that I've been looking forward to this whole time is number 5, is, what are these special factors that they consider? I'm so fascinated by this. What is it?
You are the most important special factor. You make your waiver special. You as a U.S. citizen have to tell them why does your spouse need to get this waiver approved. Why? Were you raised by both of your parents and they taught you the importance of family values and that was your dream since you were a child? Or maybe you were raised by just one of your parents, or they got divorced and your dream was always to have both of your, that when you got married, you would both be together and you would have children and it would be a beautiful family. And now, because of our immigration laws, you're going to be separated from your spouse. Tell them about yourself. What else is special about you as the U.S. citizen spouse? Tell them, make your waiver different. You are the special factor.
Great. Well, let's just review the 5 factors right now, and let's go with number 1. What is number 1?
Register documentary evidence about any health-related issues.
Number 2 is register any information regarding financial hardship. And number 3,
register evidence regarding any educational goals.
and number 4, personal consideration. And last but not least, number 5.
Make your waiver super special because you have to register evidence about special factors.
So there you have the 5 factors that are going to help you in your I-601 waiver to prove extreme hardship.
Well, how about if next week we talk about the most frequent questions that we get on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and all the different social media that we have?
Absolutely. If you want to find us on social media, abogada Jessica Dominguez, Twitter, abogada Latina, and our YouTube channel, which you're currently watching, Jessica Dominguez TV. Like, comment, respond. Let us know how you like these segments. Let us know what you would like to hear, and have us sound off on people want to know about immigration. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.